The MMA community is now watching this situation escalate into something much bigger than expected. It all began when Tom Aspinall appeared alongside Paddy Pimblett in a recent video, breaking down Paddy's victory over Chandler. The two analysed the fight step by step, discussed the game plan, went over what Paddy was thinking in key moments, and even acted out some of the decisive exchanges.
Who did he fight? Oliveira, when we were in New York. Yeah. And there was some talk about you fighting Chandler at the time. Obviously, he was fighting Oliveira. And I was watching him thinking, there's no way Paddy can lose to this guy. I just thought, I know a lot of people were saying online, like, oh, it's a tough fight for Paddy. I thought, easy fight for Paddy. And it was pretty...
Yeah, it was.
Pretty easy.
Still, if the two judges give him the first round, that Stephen all finished him, that still annoyed me.
No, you know what, he makes some crazy decisions, like, he had you in this kind of position where he had your back, and rather than just tripping you like this,
he kept trying to pick me up and slam me.
Yeah, and getting a top position and holding it. He was just picking you up.
Know what the most annoying thing he done was, lad? When he got me down and he had me like that, my elbow was on the mat. He kept pulling my elbow on the mat, lad, and I had the naughtiest mat burn ever the next day.
Oh, did you?
Lad.
How bad is the canvas in the UFC?
Lad, it's the worst. I'd rather get punched in the face than have mat burn.
Every time, every time I grapple in a fight, no skin on my knees, feet are knackered, elbows are gone, everything.
For days I couldn't wear a jacket. If I wore a jacket, lad, it was just sticking to my elbow.
Right, these are the issues that the people don't see, do they?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that's like some, I don't want to slag him off, but it's some bad fight IQ.
No, that's what we said going into it, lad. Obviously, he's explosive, he's fast, but his fight IQ is not good.
When Chandler's tactics came up, Aspinall didn't hold back. He criticised Chandler for burning unnecessary energy, noting how he repeatedly slammed Paddy to the mat and threw his weight around instead of staying technical. Aspinall said Chandler showed zero patience and fight intelligence, making the bout look more like a bar brawl than a performance worthy of a championship contender. Chandler didn't stay silent. He fired back, calling Aspinall hypocritical. He reminded fans that Aspinall had spent months questioning his fight IQ and criticising him for delaying the division while waiting for Conor McGregor, when Aspinall himself had stayed inactive while waiting for a fight with John Jones.
Know what I mean?
Because he was going there, picking you right up off the floor, which gets a bit of a scream off the crowd, slamming you, and you were going...
Yeah, and getting
straight back up. I'm like, you could have saved half the energy and been on top.
And as soon, when he done that a few times, got back up, and then I jumped for the flying triangle and kicked him off me. And as soon as we separated there, when I kicked him off, I seen him go.
Yeah.
And I just knew he was fading already. Know what I mean? Started putting a bit more shots in on him.
You know what, it's weird because he's obviously a really fit guy, but if you do a sprint for 5 minutes, no one's going to be fit, are they? That's what he does. He just goes out there, he throws from here, swinging, everything he does, he's picking up full blast. It's it's mad for someone who has that many fights. I'm just surprised.
Again, don't want to slag him off because he's a nice fella. But
he is a nice fella.
Lad, when you look at his Instagram, lad, all he does is hit pads and do S&C.
Yeah.
All he does. Hit pads, rope and things, tire flips, bike, ski egg, you know what I mean? He doesn't really do any MMA training, lad. Well, it doesn't look that way anyway.
This back and forth has split fans. Some side with Aspinall, agreeing that Chandler's style is reckless, while others defend Chandler's high-energy, explosive approach, saying that's exactly what makes him dangerous. All of this is unfolding as Aspinall prepares for his massive interim heavyweight title fight against Cyril Gane in Abu Dhabi.
I was there for Charles Oliveira and Mike Chandler. Yeah. And I got to watch him. I got the pleasure of watching them both up close. Yeah. And you know yourself, watching it on the TV and watching it when you're 10 feet away is two completely different things. And I watched Chandler, and granted, Chandler had been out the octagon a little while at a time, I think a couple of years or whatever, so he might have been a bit rusty, and he was fighting Charles Oliveira, who's one of the greats at the weight division. But I didn't rate him, to be honest. I thought he looked off. I thought, he wasn't great. He wasn't as good as I thought he was watching him on the TV. And I think
he had been out for a bit of time.
He had, definitely. Love watching him fight, obviously. If you're not a Michael Chandler fan, you're probably not going to enjoy MMA because he just goes for it.
Yeah. Posted a video on his YouTube channel featuring Pimblett, and he had his own theory as to why Chandler's struggling. It's a bad fight IQ. It's weird because he's obviously a really fit guy, but if you do a sprint for 5 minutes, no one's going to be fit, are they? He just goes out there, he throws from here, swinging, everything he does is picking up full blast. It's mad for someone who has that many fights. I'm just surprised. There you go. I was watching him thinking there's no way Paddy loses to this guy. I know a lot of people were saying online he's a tough fight for Paddy. I thought easy fight for Paddy. And it was pretty easy. So what did Chandler say? Didn't that big goober say this like 3 years ago? And then waited as long for John as I did for Conor? No, nowhere near. It was about a year. You waited for 3 years. Your bloodline ends with you, dude. No one gives a fuck about you. Really forgotten to the annals of history, thousands of years down the drain.
While some wonder if this drama will distract him, others say this is just classic Aspinall, speaking his mind, staying calm, and refusing to be thrown off track. The fight with Gane is already being billed as one of the most fascinating heavyweight clashes in recent memory. Gane's elite striking, precise footwork, and ability to manage distance will put Aspinall's speed, timing, and explosive wrestling to the test.
I felt like I was at a place where I've done it all in the MMA space, and felt like there wasn't too many more challenges for me, and I just wanted to do something more than championships and money. And Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to have a fight at the White House Garden, you know, and that just seems like such a huge opportunity. I'm a very proud American. I have a lot of close friends that are in the military, and this is my act of I can't call it service, but just to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it just means the world to me. So I'm back.
I love that.
I'd love it too. Has anybody fought at the White House before, like officially?
I don't think so.
I heard there was a boxing match many years ago at the White House.
Okay.
MMA will be the first.
All right, so what's the get back been like? Because if you retire and then come back, that's got to be crazy.
Yes, it's been difficult and different. Everything hurts, you know. I'm a lot more sore than I ever remember being, but I know this process very well.
So me and Cyril, we've been supposed to fight each other a couple of times before.
Similar age as well. You were kind of both coming through, right? Well, he's a tiny bit older than you, isn't he?
I think he's a little bit older, and he has a couple more, or at least he started his career in the UFC a little bit earlier than I did. I was trying to fight him because he was like kind of just a little bit above me all the time. Fight never materialised. He turned me down a couple of times, to be honest. This could be the fastest, best moving heavyweight fight that anybody's ever seen. We're both great movers, we're both light on our feet, we're both elusive. Both me and Cyril have niche style for heavyweights. We don't fight like heavyweights, both of us. So,
what are your thoughts on Cyril Gane being potentially the toughest opponent yet for you? A lot of people say somebody you've not really sort of faced that type of fighter in the heavyweight division.
I think both me and Cyril are we both have niche style for heavyweights. We don't fight like heavyweights, both of us. So this could be the fastest, the best moving heavyweight fight that anybody's ever seen. We're both great movers. We're both light on our feet. We're both elusive. So this is going to be great. And by the way, all this stuff that I've just said previously, we actually made a video this time last year, a little bit longer, when we found out that Manchester was going to come and there was going to be an event in Manchester. When I thought I was fighting Cyril Gane, but he declined it, we made a video there over a year ago now. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe on the timeline, look, got my teeth done now. Look at the old video. You know, zoom in on them.
Hold on.
Got my teeth done.
Let me get right in there.
I got the teeth done now. When I did this video, this was over a year ago. Didn't have my teeth done then, so get over there.
Aspinall will face Cyril Gane. Aspinall has 15 wins, and all of them are by finish. Gane is the #1 ranked heavyweight.
Now, when you look at the UFC heavyweight rankings, as I say, Tom has beat most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blade, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Cyril Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, John Jones beat Cyril Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Cyril Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Cyril Gane as well. The man's gigantic. He's very quick. He's agile. He's light on his feet. He could run any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against John Jones. And that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall. You never know. He could clip him. This is a dangerous fight. This is heavyweight MMA. But Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact, saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down, show him what you can do, show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Cyril Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat on the feet. But of course, I do fancy Tom Aspinall to get the job done. The fact that he isn't fighting John Jones is insane, but we've talked about that till the cows come home, so I'm not going to bore you on that subject anymore. But just you wait. John Jones is probably going to pop up on Twitter.
Any tips? Give me some body sparring. Get some body sparring.
Yeah.
Give me some advice, man. Give me some advice.
Any tips? Go to the wall. Let's go. Go to the wall. Stay here. Not too much.
I think she'll stay here. Go to the wall.
Tom Aspinall is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. What's the first step for him?
You give him the one contender, Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane is somebody that's a big heavyweight, that's very agile. I don't think Tom Aspinall gets rid of him right away like he has with other people. And I think that'll be a big indication if John Jones wants to come back and reclaim that bout once again.
I think you're absolutely right. Fight that makes sense. Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane. Let's make that happen. Cyril Gane is, people forget how fantastic he is. A guy that can kind of float around the octagon, touch you, kick you, hit you with elbow. He's just a complete game. But man, Tom's movement, his boxing, speed, and his power, it's very, very difficult to doubt this man anymore.
But now he's the champ. He wants to fight him, you know, so you can understand a little bit of shit talk there in Tom's nice, kind of respectful fashion without, you know, lowering himself and losing his temper and you know, just using facts to talk shit realistically. And he was in Paris, by the way, because I met up with him and his dad. But he fought Ngannou for the belt. Then he fought Jones for the belt. And now he's fighting Tom for the belt. You know, he's certainly getting the opportunities.
Yeah, and Tom's right. I mean, if Cyril goes out there and loses to Tom this time around, it's tough, as we know, to go and get that fourth title shot after something like this when you've dropped them like that. It's definitely a must-win situation if he wants to be the champion. Now, it's not a must-win situation in terms of his career. He's not going anywhere as long as he wants to fight. But if you want to be champ, man, especially with a guy like Tom, where you don't beat him now, there's probably not a good chance that you're going to be getting back to that one anytime soon.
Well, in terms of the matchup, they're both big men, similar sizes. They're both athletic, very athletic. They're fast, the pair of them. They're both very coordinated. I think if I had to give an advantage to Cyril, it'd be in the, you know, maybe in the movement. Maybe he's a little slicker on the feet, but he's not as powerful as Tom. And Tom's certainly slick as we know. But the wrestling, the grappling side of things, it's not even a conversation. It's not a conversation. So. Tom should be able to take him down if he chooses to. So if Cyril Gane isn't training in Dagestan for 2-3 months, years, days, weeks,
or Arkansas.
Or Arkansas, brother.
Yeah, he's just go down there with brass.
Get up there with brass. If he's not just solely working on his grappling, then he's a fool. Yeah. And by the way, Tom's probably got bigger power. Tom might just knock him out on his feet as well. And I'm not saying that Cyril can't be a force and Cyril can't compete and Cyril can't surprise us all, because he can. And Tom knows that. That's why he'll train accordingly. But the grappling is a big question mark.
Big question mark. And I think if we're talking about their styles too, I think the one thing that you can give Cyril, other than maybe his unorthodox movement, the way he switches stances quite a bit, he kicks more. He uses a bit more tools, whereas Tom can kick. He can do it all, no doubt about it. He can knee and all of that. But I think that primarily the hands are where Tom really showcases himself and shines.
Some predict Aspinall will finish Gane quickly, while others believe Gane's patience and accuracy will frustrate the interim champion and push the fight into the later rounds. One thing's for sure, whether it's in interviews or inside the cage, Aspinall has no problem making his stance clear to the entire MMA world.